Hello everyone, in this video we are going to create this animated floating action button using React Native reanimated. So let's get started. Alright, so if we go to the packages, so we are going to use React Native reanimated as the third-party package for this video. And then we have 3 files already done. So the first one is index, and then we have the layout file. And then we have the content file. So this is nothing but a scroll view with 20 buttons. So this is that component. So we have used it over here in the index file. So now for create the floating action button, we need another component for it. So we can use it over here, animated floating action button. So we can use it over here. So you can see our action button is down there, so we can add some stylings. So here we can add the position absolute, and then we can bring it to the down, let's say right, so 30. Alright, so we can change this later if we want the values bottom right. So now we can add another view over here, and actually we forgot to add the color. So background color, we can use it primary color. So I'm gonna copy that from my other screen. Alright, so it goes here, right? So for this view, so I'm gonna add this view to show you guys something how the animation works. So here let's name it as inner container for now. Alright, so here it should be, we have to use the flex direction as row and the align items as center because we need to use the icon over here. So I'm going to copy the icon from the other screen as well because we don't need to waste time. So it's easy thing. So feather from vector icons export. So as the secondary color we can use white like that. Alright, so we can add some stylings to the text. Over here for the color secondary and font width, font size we can add 16 maybe, or we can change it later. So here what we are going to do is let's add some more styles, the transform. So when we go down in the scroll view, we need to make sure the text is not visible. So to do that, we're going to add change this translate text value. Let's add 40 for now. So you can see this our text goes away, but you can see the background color stays the same, so we need to move it down to the inner view. So you can see, and now we need to add a overflow hidden. So now you can see the text goes away and eventually the button will be only visible over here. So this is the logic we are going to use it as the animation. So first we need to figure out whether we are going up or down in the scroll view. So to do that we need to go to the content component and do some changes over here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to import animated from React Native reanimated, and I'm going to change the scroll view to animated scroll view, and then we can use animated scroll handler hook from reanimated, and we can create a variable over here use animated scroll view and then the event, and we can actually console log and see how that value changes. So here for the on scroll we can pass that variable, and here we can, as the throttle, let's set 16. So let's see how this content offset y value changes. So if I go down it increases, and if I go up it decreases, and all the way go to 0. And you can see here if I go, if I drag like this it goes to minus. This is a feature of iOS only. So here we can use this content offset to figure out whether we are going up or down. So here basically what we can do is, let's create another variable, content current offset, let's say. And then we can also create another shared value, previous offset, let's say, use shared value, and it will be 0. So the logic here is, let's say we get it to this variable. So if the current offset is greater than previous offset dot value, we are going up, or otherwise down. So we need to add the previous offset like this. So we need to change the previous offset to current offset. Right, let's see. So we can add the direction over here and see. Right, so we are going down and we are going up, going down, going up, so it works. So next thing we need to do is we need to create a property like this, and we can pass it over here, and we can now use it over here. So before we use it, let's wrap it over a try catch. So here we can call this. So we cannot call this directly here. The reason is every time this hook executes, this property will trigger. We don't need that. We only need to call this property or the function when the direction changes. So to do that we can use another shared value, previous direction. So initially let's put it as down, and then we can use it as like this. So if the previous direction is not the current one, then actually we can change the value to new direction, and then we can call this. But here again this hook works in the UI thread, so we need to use run on JS and pass the function and the arguments. Now we can go to the index file and create the function for this. So here the parameter will be up or down. So let's see whether we are getting that value over here. Clear the terminal, reload the app. Okay, we are going down, we are going up, but you can see that why we have this logo here. Let's remove it, reload again. Okay, going up, going down, but initially there was a small issue. So you can see it doesn't show us, it doesn't trigger the down when we start to scroll down. The reason is initially we have put it as down, so that's why, as the previous direction is down. So that's I think that's okay, we can live with it. So next thing what we can do is we can store this value in the state variable. We can say is active, set is active, use state false. Let's say it's false for at the beginning, so it means at the initial level we need to show only the icon, so it means the is active is false. So now if the direction is down, which means this will be false, so we don't need to show the text when we scroll down, so otherwise this will be true. So right now we can pass it over here is actually active, is active, like this. Head over to animated loading action button and we can use it over here. Active, it will be a boolean, here active, so we can use a use effect over here. Dependency is active, and here we need to do the animation, so to do that we can use translate text, use shared value, initially 0, and here for the translate text dot value, if it is active, what we need to do, if it is active we need to show the text, so it says 80, we can change it, we have to change it in a bit, so for now let's put it as 80. Let's reload again. Okay, my bad, so we need to use with timing over here, and then we need to pass the R style. Let's use animated styles from reanimated. Here then return transform like this. So instead of this, actually we need the inner container, so we can remove this part and we can use it all here. Alright, we need to change this to animated view. Let's use it over here, animated. Alright, so let's reload the app. Let's go down, let's go up, let's go down. So there are small issues, so we need to figure out why that is. So if we go down, so initially this should be inactive, so here this is inactive, and now let's change this value and see. Okay, looks good. Alright, so it's working. So here now what we need to do is we need to do some stylings over here. So you can see here now when this is inactive, if I click over here, this button isn't pressable. So to fix that we can use pointer event as box none. So now this area is pressable, and then we need to make this component animated pressable, but there's an issue there, but I'm gonna use it anyway and show you guys what's the issue. So let's rename this. Alright, so now what we can do is let's reload one more time. Alright, so next actually what we can do is we can add some border radius, let's say 50, and also over here border radius. Alright, so we can add some padding, let's say 16. Alright, so now see we need to figure out this value. So I have hard coded 80 over here, but it depends on the text width. So to figure that out, we can use this on layout, and we can use it over here and do layout. So for the type, we can use layout change event from React Native, and let's add the console log, then see the layout. And I think we don't need this. Do we have any console log over here? No. Okay, see, initially we get these values. What we interested is this width. Yeah, this is the initial length of the text. So we can put that value inside a state variable. Let's say text width. Alright, so initially it will be 0, and here the text width like this. Alright, so next is we can use it over here, text width, and then instead of 80 text width, let's reload. Okay, looks good, but here we can see the text. Okay, we have a bug, so we will fix it in a bit. So here we you can see here the text even though the button is inactive. So to fix that, what we can do is we can make this animated text, and we can use our text. We can actually use opacity, and we can use the interpolate from reanimated, and here we can use the translate text dot value, and for the input range from 0 to text width. So initially when it is 0, we need to show the text, otherwise 0. So here we can pass text width as the dependency. So now we can use this R text over here. Alright, let's reload. Okay, now it looks okay. So you can see there are a couple of issues in the animation, so we can fix them right now. So the first one is let's say when we see when I drag like this, the animation, the button animates, so we don't need that. So to fix it, we can go right over here. So I'm gonna show you the issue over here. So right now let's see how this works. So we can see the values are increasing if I go down. So you can see when I drag up like this, so it goes to minus values. So initially it's 0. So to fix the issue, what we can do is, if the current offset goes below minus, we can return nothing basically, because we don't need to execute the rest of the code. So let's see. Okay, it works fine. So the other issue is, if we go to the bottom, see we have another issue. So to fix that, what we can do is we need to actually use couple of other properties from event. So let's destructure. We don't need this anymore. Oops, actually we don't need this anymore. Alright, and here we have the layout measurements and the content size. So I'm gonna tell you what those are in a bit. So current offset, and then we have layout measurement height and the content size dot height. So let's try one more time. So when I go down, you can see here the content offset, current offset, you know what it does. So it is the how much I go down, and the measurement, the layout measurement means how much of scroll view is visible in the screen. So it's the full screen, so 852. And then we have the content size height, so which means the full height of the scroll view, including the the not visible area. So based on that value, then what we can do is, so if the layout measurement dot height plus current offset is bigger than content size dot height, then we can identify it as we are trying to go beyond the full scroll height. So then here you can see that issue is fixed. Okay, everything is working now. But there's another problem. You can come in this, reload the app. So I'm gonna scroll down and release the mouse point and see what happens. So you can see automatically this becomes active. So let's figure out why that is. The reason actually is, let's add a console log over here. Let's add D, and let's add current offset and the previous offset. So here let's reload the app. So I'm gonna do the same thing again. Okay, why we have this issue? Okay, we need to use the value. Okay, let's go down, release. Okay, you can see here we are getting these values too, both values at same values. So we can use actually that logic to fix this issue. So when these both values get same, let's say offset equal, and if we are going down, direction going down, then we can return nothing. Let's see whether it works. Okay, it's not working. Maybe let's use previous direction dot value. Let's see. Okay, it works. So now that issue is also fixed, and we can remove this console log, also this one. Let's reload one more time. So you can see when I, when the app loads for the first time, the button, more toggle between from active to inactive. So we need to fix that. So there are no issue over here. So initially it's false. So the issue is over here actually. So what we can do here is we can add, let's say, let's add a console log and see what's happening. Alright, so you can see initially it's 0 and then it changed to 98. So initially 0 means when the when the component mount. So initially we don't have any text over here, so initially it's 0 because we have made it 0. So that state changes only when this handle layout function triggers. So maybe let's try to add if condition over here and see whether it will fix the issue. So only if there is a text width we will do the animation, let's say. Okay, still it's not the case. Okay, so what we can actually do is we can remove it from here. What we can actually do is we can create another use effect, and we can actually, what we need to do is now when at the initially this is 0, so we need to make sure this is not 0 at the beginning, it should be text width, because initially we don't need to show the active this the text. So to fix that, actually what we can do is we can add the text width over here, and then when the text width is available we can do like this. Okay, and also we need to do this only when the translate dot value is 0. Let's see whether it works. Okay, looks like it's working. Alright, okay, now actually we can do some stylings. Actually we can add some font width, let's say 600, and then we can, and then actually we can add a gap between these two components. So what we can do here is we can actually add a gap, or we can add a margin over here. Let's say margin text, margin left, let's say 8. Okay, too much, 6. Oh, let's say 4. Okay, looks good. And then let's reload the app. Okay, looks good, but you can see there is a small issue. Let's edit 10. So now this is not circle. This is not a circle anymore because we have this margin left. So let's move it to 4, and let's edit a variable over here, text margin 4. So we need to use it over here, and then we need to use it for the animation as well over here. So we need to consider the margin also, so when we do the animation. So here also, let's reload. Okay, looks good. So I'm gonna do a small thing right now. So let's add a label as string. So here label, and now we should be able to use any text over here. Alright, so we can pass a label from here. We can say create post. Let's see how it looks like. Alright, looks good. Let's change the length. Let's create new post. So you can see here it doesn't matter the length of the text anymore. So the animation works perfectly. Okay, so the next thing is actually this is not a kind of pressable. So what we can do is we can use the pressed property from here. And right now we can use like this opacity, and so if it is pressable, actually it's pressed, we can use this. Alright, so you can see here there's a small issue. So when we add this new opacity, everything breaks. So that's the issue I was referring to earlier. So we cannot use this animated pressable. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new view over here. So here we can pass this pressable into it. We can rename this as animated view. And now here for the style, we can pass this. We can keep it over here. We can remove this. Let's see how it works. Okay, we can't see anything now. Okay, I have made a mistake over here, so this should be 0. Right. So let's try one more time. Looks good. So I think we have done this floating action button component. So if you guys like this video, you can share this with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You can add your comments in the comment section so I can help you with any questions you have. So I'll see you guys in the next video soon. Bye.